Mm. Hello, guys. Well, you know what? One thing about working from home that I have figured out is that I hate waiting in drive-throughs. And you know what? I decided I was gonna make my own Starbucks pumpkin scone because it is deliciously delightful. And I just wanted to see what it was like to make it homemade. So stay tuned. I'm getting ready to show you anyway. All right, guys. So let's get started on our Starbucks pumpkin scones. So for starters, I'm going to start with my flour. I need 2 cups of flour, and I'm gonna sift everything together. That's 1 cup. So this is cup 2. Now I'm going to add in 3/4 cup of sugar. So I'm going to add in a tablespoon of baking powder. Make sure you level your baking powder off. I'm going to sift that in with my sugar. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to also add in my spices. I'm using a little bit of pumpkin spice, and I just found this. I love it. I'm also going to start adding in some cinnamon, and I'm going to say about a 1/4 teaspoon of each. With the nutmeg, I'm just going to give it a small pinch, as well as some ground ginger. And I'll leave the recipe down at the bottom. So what you want to do is mix all of this up, your dry ingredients. And then over here to the side, I'm going to go ahead and start on my wet ingredients. Make sure you mix that up real good. So I'm going to start out with 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. And then I'm going to add in a 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree. And then I'm also going to add in 1 large egg. I'll mix that up really good. Okay. So now I'm going to just mix this up real good. So now that we have all that mixed in real good, that means that each and every bite you get of these scones, you're going to get a nice, crispy, buttery bite. It's going to be oh so good, y'all. So I'm going to begin to mix my dough mixture with the pumpkin mixture. And I'm going to put a little flour on my cutting board. What you want to do is you want to sprinkle your flour. And go ahead and roll your ball out. And like I said, it's going to be a little sticky. It's okay. Now I'm going to put a little flour on my rolling pin as well. What I'm trying to do is just get it in a nice little even circle. And so that way I can begin cutting my triangles. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to roll it out. And you might have to add more flour, so that way, if you're like me, you'll have to add more flour so it doesn't stick. Or you can just, you really don't have to roll it out. You can just mash it out like so. Because you don't want to put too much flour on it. But you want enough to where you can get it to where you can cut it. So I'm gonna begin cutting my scone. And it's okay if it's a little sticky. I'm just gonna cut mine in triangles. And you wanna cut them again. So let's start making that icing for those scones. I'm just gonna add a touch of pumpkin spice. I'm gonna add a little cinnamon. And I also have 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. And I'm gonna leave the recipe for all this in the bottom. A pinch of nutmeg, just a pinch. And I am going to use some heavy whipping cream. So I'm probably gonna start out with about 2 tablespoons. And I'm just gonna begin to whip and get it to the consistency that you like. It should just be thick enough to where you can, you know, drizzle it over the scones, or you can dip the scones in, however you want to do it. There we go. And you can thin it out by adding more heavy whipping cream, or you can thicken it up by adding more powdered sugar. It's really up to you. I'm gonna also add a little vanilla flavor in mine. And this is optional. I just added a teaspoon in just because I like vanilla. And there's our glaze, guys. And you know, taste to your liking. And I'm just gonna set this to the side and wait on our scones. So this is what they're gonna look like when they come out. Ooh, it's a scone, people. Yeah, yummy. All right, guys, now that our scones are all cool, I'm just going to begin to drizzle that icing right over. And I'm going to do it on all of them until I'm done. I'm probably going to keep a little bit, whatever is left over, just in case you wanted to dip, baby, dip. All right, y'all, I'm going to give you guys a close-up. It beats waiting in that line at Starbucks, even though Starbucks has the ultimate recipe for pumpkin scones. I just razzled and dazzled my own, guys. Well, if you like what you see, you want more of it, please hit the like, subscribe, the notification bell, and until next time, peace out. I love you guys.